Hey guys, me again. Today is the day after the primary vote here for, I think, Wisconsin, Minnesota. I was here in Minnesota. I was an election judge this year for the first time, which is really cool. And man, was it difficult. And only difficult due to so there's rules when being an election judge, and especially going to vote at a voter poll. You can't wear anything political. You can't talk about anything political. You can't say anything that's going to sway somebody's opinion, and you have to be very just like vanilla the entire time. Uh, Being my first time, I tried to keep my p's and q's to myself, especially my views. There was this other woman that kept trying to highlight certain things, like she'd go, "Oh, this area that I was in wasn't very diverse," and you know that area, and you're like, "Oh, okay, cool, that's fine." Um, and then towards the end of the night, oh yeah, we had a conversation real quick about slavery and the Revolutionary War, and how horrible it was, but that they wished, or they should have stopped slavery then. I'm taking a history class on Hillsdale.com, Revolutionary War, and learning about a little bit of the facts on why they did what they did, when they did. The Revolutionary War wasn't about so much making slavery go away. It was about seceding from European Union, or I mean from Europe, from the Queen. And if they were to say, well, hey, we know slavery is bad up in the North, but down there in the South, they believe it as their godly right because they're aristocrats, and down there, and that's how they make their whole society. A small win is better than a completely separate state, a complete separate country. So we weren't trying to make Europe again, different countries, Virginia versus South Carolina versus North Carolina versus Boston, none of that. So they decided to say, okay, small win, compromise. Let's just create 13 colonies, cross those bridges when we get there. As I'm saying this, they're like, nope, and I got cut off instantly. And first of all, granted, we shouldn't have been talking about it, but they had no problem highlighting how bad it was until I had something to say, and it was only historical. I was saying, well, hey, from what I learned, actually, there's a reason behind kind of why they didn't do it then, because it was more important at the time for them to keep the country united, right? In order for them to fight for a common ground. We'll cross those bridges later when we get there. Even though they're horrible, it was a different time. And anyway, so that happened. Then later on in the night, after the polls had closed and we're doing the ballot counting, and like the organizing, signing, getting everything ready to break down. There was some pictures on the wall of the place we were at, and the same woman decided to say, "Do you look at those pictures on the wall? What's wrong with that issue? What's wrong with those photos?" And I'm like, "I'm not sure. You tell me." And she goes, "They're not diverse enough." The first picture on the wall was a black guy, but I think what she meant was that there was no women up there. And I said, "Well, okay, I can see where you're coming from, but do you feel like it's necessary to have a woman up there?" And she goes, "Absolutely." And I go, "Well, what if it's merit based? What if they're situation where they just weren't like they just didn't have the qualifications to do that job?" "Well, no, there's always qualifications. There's always better people. There shouldn't be all those men, especially white men." I go, "Okay, well," and then another woman chimed in, "Well, I know that guy, and that guy right there, he's a piece of shit. He's a liar." And I'm like, "Well, not defending him. Sorry, that's not what you're probably absolutely right. He's probably not. Maybe you're right, but that's not a reason to just go ahead and put a different race, sex, creed in that position just because we're trying to fill a look. It's not about a look. It's about a merit." And I kept highlighting, well, hey, I believe in a merit-based system. And they're getting riled. They're getting all upset. Merit-based system. They're like, "Yeah, of course you would say that because you're white. You have white privilege." These were two white women, by the way. Different ages, two white women. One was younger than me. One was older than me. And the older one is saying, "I have white privilege." And the younger one's saying it too. And I look at the younger one, I go, "If I was a black male, would you be having the same conversation with me?" She goes, "Absolutely not, because you've been oppressed. And I understand." Okay, I'm in St. Cloud, Minnesota. We have more Somalians here than anywhere else. Most places don't have as many Somalians here. And they don't assimilate, not very well. And that's just the nature of the whole thing. So I'm not sure why They were brought here from their third world country to be in this beautiful place where they get all these rights. And okay, don't understand. When it comes to logic, that is the Democrats' hardest point. Logic breaks their conversation down, and they're really not able to think. And then they cut you down. They start saying mean things, and then they divert to another topic. I'm okay with talking about all of it, and I love conversation. We should all talk about all of it. Conversation is key. We should be open-minded to different people's views. Debating is key. Arguing, not healthy. Arguing does not healthy. We have feelings, granted, of course. If it starts getting heated, where you're starting to get all boiled and heated inside, and your hands start shaking, and you're not sure what to say next, pause. Okay, recognize that maybe your emotions and your feelings are taking over, and it's becoming more of a tit for tat. Or I was teamed up on, by the way, and come to find out that I was the only Republican in that room of 5 that in a polling place it's supposed to be equal. Neither here nor there. But at the end, I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. I thought there was more than me. They tried to shoo me out towards the end of it, because at that conversation, the head judge goes, well, you know what? Everybody can just leave. And I sat there, didn't leave, waited until they were done counting all their paperwork and explaining why, how hard it is for them because they have this disability or another. First of all, ADHD, that's a hard one. I don't understand why you'd tell people you'd have ADHD. I feel that there's more liberals highlighting the fact that they have a disability in order for people to give them some kind of kudos or props. Look, if you're a little bit slower to learn from something than other people, just highlight, hey, I didn't really catch that as quickly. Instead of saying, I have ADHD, you gotta give me a break. You don't understand when you say stuff like that, you're not doing it for other people. You're actually just doing it as a service to yourself. You're putting yourself in a box and categorizing yourself as someone who just, hey, I have a disability. Is your leg broken? Did you lose half of your brain in a car accident? I'm wondering. Okay, I can't see. I don't know what the ADHD. I had an IEP growing up in 5th grade. They put me in special ed classes. I was with other kids that were seriously special ed on the spectrum, and yet I'm just a rambunctious, crazy little energy, and so they didn't know how to handle me. You know what that did to me? It brought me down. It did not make me succeed. It made me worse, right? Because then I had the feeling of, what's it for? I don't need to do much. I'm a kid, right? You're going to take the easiest path, especially me. I took the easiest path. I was always trying to resist, and they allowed me. They totally allowed me. It was like a crutch. They're like, it's okay. Yeah, you're good. It's all right. You're good. And just so you're aware, I'm born in 88. So this was in the 90s, early 2000s. There's this whole woke beginning program. I was indoctrinated in it. I was born the problem. I'm a white male. I get it. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. It's my fault that you have oppression, and I don't understand it. So if you can explain that to me in factuals, right? Maybe we can see eye to eye, or at least I can understand better. I don't get how I had white privilege when I've earned everything I have. I've earned everything I have. I've worked for it. I've lost everything before, too. There's a lot of successful people of black descent, Asian descent, fucking Indian descent, fucking anything, all of it. And nobody cares. It's a merit-based system, folks. Do the American dream. It's hard. It's tough. It's rough. You don't have a leg up. If you do, good for you. But don't make it a crutch. Don't say, well, you have it easier, so I need to get all of this from you in order for me to have an even playing field. Dude, the system's not perfect, but we don't burn it down to start all over. Because the worst thing you could do is generalize everything. Well, it's bad. It's bad for everyone. Okay, explain it to me. How is it bad? Let's talk specifics. Let's break down the specifics. Let's talk about actual things. Donald Trump won because he talked about actual moments. Protect the border. Block it up. Get the illegals out of the country. We all agree that fraud and waste is bad. So it's everybody's taxpayer money. I don't get voter blocks. It's a thing. Okay, the Somalians here in Minnesota, they all vote as a block. Means that's a huge population that always going to vote the same. So when you see Ilhan Omar win by so many votes, 600,000 stupid for this primary, it doesn't worry me, just because I know there's a block there that just says, yeah, sure, go ahead, because you've helped me out so much already. You've been stealing, you've been undercutting, you've been making sure that I get more from doing less. Got it. We're human. I don't fault them for that. We're all sinners at the end of the day. I don't fault them for that. Would I do the same thing? Hard to say. I'm not in their position, but I know I'm capable. I'm a human. I totally think I would. I don't think about it. I probably think about it. Yep. And if everybody's doing it, doesn't mean you jump off the bridge too. Highlight. Main reason I'm on here, the rant. It's important that people vote. There's a common misconception that your vote doesn't matter. Here's an example. The best, the most convincing thing that the devil ever did is convince people that he doesn't exist. Okay? That's a sidebar. That's just as an example. The best thing that the Democrats are doing, or the nefarious politicians, they make you believe that your vote doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they make you think that your vote doesn't matter. And I've been in and out of this. I've thought that, and I believed it, and you know what? It adds up. You get enough people believing in it, then you have tens of thousands, hundreds. You can win by hundreds, tens, 15s. You can win by a certain amount of votes. You need to be involved. And if you feel like being an ostrich, putting your head in the sand, and then waking up one day and be like, well, why is it that way? Well, you're not being involved. I get that it's a lot. And people think in extremes. Oh, but look at over there. What are all those millionaires doing with the money? What are they doing with that money? First of all, yeah, I don't know. There's probably corruption there too. Taxes, sure. There's a big conversation there as well. I make $50,000 a year, maybe. So I'm probably in like the lower middle class, if there's even a middle class so much anymore. And I live in St. Cloud, Minnesota. Paycheck to paycheck. I'm not going on vacations. I did this year because of the tax return. Thank you, Trump. That was awesome. I got a bigger tax return this year, and I should have gone and done other things, but instead I took my family to Disney World because I have a daughter and she needed to go. She was 2. Didn't really. She's not gonna remember it. I needed to go. It was fun. Anyhow, my financial decisions don't matter. It's not important. But those millionaires, I don't really think affect me. You know what affects me is taxes. And when you have fraud, waste, and abuse inside the system, and all you keep doing is saying we need more, maybe you should just focus on where the money is being allocated now in order to use it the best. So then maybe you can stop looking at the millionaires and blaming everybody else, and it's you, and it's not your fault. I have a manager like that. I have a manager that says, "Did you know? I didn't hear that. I just found out. It happened at the end of my day today." One of my managers is going up to the other one and he's saying, "Well, did you know what just happened? I didn't know all day, and I just found out right now." This manager in particular loves pointing the finger, not being the solution, not taking ownership, not being a team leader. You need to lead your team. You got to have positive reinforcement. First of all, sugar goes a lot further than vinegar. Sour. You can't be mean. You can't be belittling. You can't belittle people. People love compliments. They like to know they're doing a good job. Okay? Culture. Culture's great. Culture's actually great. You will leave the company for the pay, but come back for the culture. You will leave the company for the culture, but you won't come back for the pay. If that culture is toxic, and it only can take one person, a single individual can sour, toxic, be a virus in that culture and totally create an unfun, unlikable, unpositive, unhealthy environment. You need to vote. It's important, okay? And if you don't have an opinion, then just start. Baby steps. Granted, you're going to probably focus on your streamlines. I'm not on social media, so I completely cut myself out of that about 6-7 years ago. Have never felt more clear-minded. When I want to find out something, I go to my go-tos. I used to listen to NPR, Minnesota Public Radio. I stopped doing that because it was always bashing Trump, never highlighting anything positive, bash, bash, bash. And that's why I left the Democratic Party. Bash, 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 bash. They never had anything of specific to say. All they said was, we're going to fight Trump. We're going to fight Trump. No, slow down. That's cool. Fuck, whatever, man. Then what are you going to do? Like, just in a policy sense, what are you going to do when you get into office? What are you going to do? Well, we're going to fight Trump. Okay, yeah, no, I heard that part. That's great. But then what? Well, we're going to keep fighting Trump. Right, right, okay, got it. Then I hear Trump saying, we're going to close up the border. We're going to deport people. We're going to deport the illegal immigrants, first of all, the ones that cut in line that shouldn't have been here to begin with, because they're not all refugees, folks. Highlighting, hi, they're not all refugees. We got to stop thinking like that. We got to stop thinking that people with disabilities belong in power or have to have a seat at the table just because they have a disability. Merit, earn it, folks. Stop taking the easy road and stop being like, oh, the woe is me. I'm play the victim. I'm a crybaby. I play the victim. Just focus on me. Squeaky wheel gets the oil every time. I'm here saying things to be loud as the crazies. The crazies. That's how I see them. If you have ADHD, great. Stop telling people. It's not doing you a service. It's doing you a disservice. Stop telling people. It's weird. It's not helpful. And especially if you're in a position of, like, I don't know, any power. If you work for the government, you're going around telling people you have ADHD, I don't know. I don't think I like you in government then. I don't think I like that you have a position that can somehow influence my what I want to do, and like I got to go through you, and you have ADHD, and you're telling everybody, acting as if I should be aware of it. On what level? I don't get it. Whatever, man. Guess what? I have a cleft lip. Whatever. I've got a stub foot. I don't know. I got gout. Whatever, dude. That's great. Keep it to yourself. Okay? Unless it's warranted. If you're in a conversation with somebody and they're talking about their kids, you can relate. If you want to relate, that's one thing. But if you just want to be like, oh, me, here's me. You're not your disabilities, folks. You're your strengths. Okay? Pick yourself up. Think about yourself in a positive light. All right? God loves you. You're perfect. I take medicine. I'm on Celexa and some other antidepressant. Because I tend to have my highs and my lows. And I don't know, getting battling that. I have an anger problem. Yeah. So do a lot of people. And especially these days. It's crazy. God has given me a lot of peace in my mind, though. A lot of peace to say, look, it's all good. Because you start down that rabbit hole, you start that ball rolling, and then before you know it, you can't slow it down, and that's when you lose control. God gives you that peace. Peace. Slow down. Calm. Give it to me. What does he say? Give me all your worries. Just give them to me. And it's hard. It's hard. Every day it's hard. Just give them to him every day. Take them, God. I have these problems. He knows. Just give it to him. Take these, God. Today is another day that I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to tackle each challenge in the best way I know how, in a positive Christian way. That's it. That's the best way we can do it. And it's going to be loving. It's going to be understanding. And at the end of the day, whether it was challenging or not, the challenges is part of life. Life isn't easy. Okay? It's not supposed to be. Adam and Eve ate that apple, then put us in hardship. So now we live with sin, and now we're creatures of sin. Nobody's perfect. Socialists, monopoly is not a good thing. No one believes that a monopoly is good, but yet a government controlling the majority of what you want me to do and have pretty much sounds like a monopoly to me. And you're sinners. You're not perfect people. There's no such thing. Everybody falls short of God. You're not perfect in any way, shape, or form. You need to vote. You need to get on the voter block. It's more important than ever. It really is. We can't let this keep going. If we got here from Democratic policies, if we got here because Democrats were in power to begin with, the fraud, the waste, and the abuse, then something's got to change. And don't just say, well, they're all evil. It doesn't really matter. It does. It does. And you are being lied to that it doesn't matter. And if you keep on that, you're going to wake up one day, you're going to be a parent, you're going to be a landowner, you're going to be a property owner, whatever time frame, something's going to happen in your life and you're going to say, what happened? And then you're going to wonder, well, I guess this is what it is. Life is not just what it is. We can fight for things that we have conviction for. You know, we can speak up. Just speak up. That's what I mean by fighting. Hi, my opinion matters too. You're so loud with your opinion. My opinion matters too. Don't you think? Why wouldn't it? Oh, because you say so? No. Not happening. With everything, your opinion matters. It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, I think with everything, your opinion matters. Don't just go around spouting it for no reason, though. It's so important. So important. Please vote. Please pay attention to these midterms. Find a station. I YouTube TV. It's great. It allows you to watch 4 channels at one screen. The one that's highlighted is the one you hear. So then I have MS Now, CNN, Fox, and probably some TV show or something else going on the 4th one. It's great because you don't have to watch commercials that often. So when there's a commercial on one, you're like, swip, 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 go to a different one, and you hear all kinds of opinions. Personally, I think MSN Now, they focus on the minutia, and they make it like this. My dad calls them mountains out of a molehill. They take a molehill, and they're like, mountain it, make it so big. Look at this molehill, pay attention. Guys, no one's listening to you. Or at least if they are, you're really just bringing them depression. And then you're fueling this angst and just division. I don't know how they think that it's bringing people together. If we can't have conversation, a lot of times the people of the Republicans, they're being teamed up against. MS Now has like 3 or 4 opposition people on the other side that are like, huh, and they're laughing amongst each other on the sideline. Did you hear what he said? Really? Let's be adults. Have a conversation. If he said something dumb, you'd be like, yeah, no, that was dumb. Cool. What's your opposition? Gutfeld. The Fox News. We love ripping on dumb shit. We love ripping on stupid people. Is Gutfeld pretty stupid sometimes too? Yeah, they make fun of themselves. I love that. It's great. CNN has their moments. For sure they have their moments. But majority of the time, we can't get our news only from Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever. This Trump account, or no, this, what do I have? The Trump thing. I forget what it's called. Anyhow, start conversation, open your ears, open your heart, open your mind, be loving, talk to one another. Remember that God first. Another thing, Muslims. There's a big difference between believing that we were saved or believing that we can be saved. All right? There's a big difference. The Muslims believe that they can be saved by doing good deeds. The Christians believe that we are saved and we have every day to do good deeds and be the best person we can. That grace that we're given and that we believe in matters so much, to the core. I heard something today, the Charlie Kirk show. No, it was a different show. Dang it, forgot the name of it. Anyhow, it was a father-son and the Wall Builders. Great show. Great. Wall Builders is on a podcast. Fantastic. They were talking today about Iran and how the Muslims believe that, look, surrendering or compromising is bad. It's actually like evil. Like they hate it. Like they don't compromise. If they compromise, that's bad. Do not compromise. What they do, they compromise so they can, they let you think they're compromising, but really they're taking that compromise and they're turning it into paper mache behind your back. And then they build up their army. That's what Muhammad did. Muhammad, he did that, with in Jerusalem? He went over there. In Israel, he went over there and there was like 3 Jewish tribes. And he told them, hey, man, we're all good. Gonna make a truce or make some kind of compromise. And then sure enough, he built up a little bit of power, a little bit of strength, and he took one of them out. And then the other 2 were complacent. We're like, oh, yeah, no worries. We didn't really care for that 3rd one anyhow. You're good. We can just keep compromising because we have good hearts, big, loving hearts. We want to think that you think like us, but you don't. Your doctrine says you don't. Your doctrine is evil. Your doctrine is from one single man who says that Saint Gabriel, right? Was it the Archangel Gabriel gave him this prophecy to build a Quran, build a book about how to go up to Allah. It's a single man. I would rather listen to a book not written by a single man, not written to follow his rules, by many people over time that depict. Jesus never wrote anything down. He didn't write about it. Other people wrote about him. Okay? So what? They think he split the moon? They think that he split the moon? Okay. Well, Jesus walked on water. He parted the Red Sea, turned water into wine. Like, how is this confusing? I don't understand. It's just, you don't know. That's why we have people going out in the world. That's why we have disciples. That's why we have dang it, I can't think of the word. We have people going out in the world and doing good deeds. We're doing the right thing. Christians, Americans, fight for this country. Do not burn it down. You can't go anywhere else. We can't go anywhere else. If we don't vote, we're allowing the loud squeaky wheel get the oil and take our country. Okay, this 250-year experiment that we're on, we need to keep it for our children. Okay, we need to make it better for our children, because there's nowhere else on the earth to go. We know where everybody we know where everybody else is doing. We know what's going on. Okay, be a missionary. Go out there. Help those find out about Jesus. Okay, because there's nothing better than Jesus Christ. Go, be helpful. Talk about Jesus in your day-to-day. Hang the 10 Commandments in your office. All right, bring up, if you don't want, if it makes you uncomfortable, sure, out of the gate, totally does. I'm with you there. Say, hey, that's a really blessed thing. Look at, oh, you have 3 kids. You're so blessed. Having kids is hard. It's a real big blessing. We had 2 ectopic pregnancies, and my wife had to get rid of a fallopian tube in order to have our golden child. She's fantastic. She's my favorite. She's my only. So that makes sense. One of the ectopics were twins. One made it to the uterus and the others didn't. You don't know someone's story. You don't know their loss. Okay? Having kids is not easy. AOC, I feel sad. I'm sorry that you're not in a relationship right now that gives you that strength and that peace of mind to have kids. My wife and I were having a conversation about why you froze your eggs. You're 36 years old, and I understand in a way. The most viable time for you to have a separate from AOC, which I'm sorry that you're going through this, and it's got to be tough. And you know what? I pray for you. I pray that you conceive either in a loving relationship or not, because being a mother is the most, or just a parent in general, but I don't know what the mother portion, but from what I hear, being a mother is the most gratifying feeling you could possibly be. As a father, I can contest the most gratifying feeling I could have is being a parent, extending our lifeline. That's the best. It's the most important thing we can do. Okay. And sometimes it doesn't happen in the order you want it to. All right. My brother, with a girl for 9 years, suddenly she was cheating on him, so they broke up. And, well, clearly they had to break up. And then he had a one-night stand with someone he didn't really know. She had twins. Now we have 2 twins in the family, and they're trying to work out their relationship as co-parents, but also themselves. It's a lot at one time. You don't know. You can't really predict it. Some say, oh, we try, so we planned you. Well, at the end of the day, it's God's choice. It's God's plan. Okay? What else? Israel. Stop being mad at Israel. I don't understand why everybody's like sound bites. People keep saying sound bites like, well, look at the millionaires. Why vote when everybody's bad, right? Both sides are bad. The millionaires are just getting richer. What does it matter? I can't lobby. I can't do this. My wife goes, I would do an in vitro, or I would have my eggs frozen. I'm like, Bubba, you're 42 years old. Why would you do that? 40. You're almost 40. The viability, it goes way down. Like, you can freeze your eggs, but you still have to put them back in your body, and then you have to make sure that they thaw fully. Not all of them thaw all the way, right? Like some, you lose some, possibly. There's a variable change, okay? So even though maybe in your 40s, you're 10%, 13, 14% likely to get pregnant naturally, and maybe with frozen eggs, you're more like 20, 25%. That's better, but it's not as good as 80, 90 in your 20s or early 30s. Don't put off being a mother because of jobs, money, like, okay, status, money, feeling, or relationships. Those 4 things. The 5th one we came up with was for medical reasons, right? AOC, I don't know why you waited so long. I get maybe you didn't have someone in your life to love and get that. That's hard. It's really hard. I wish you would have thought about that sooner. And not everybody's story is peachy, you know. You can't find, and not everybody finds the love. And I'm sorry. Careers, don't belong in front of family. Money doesn't belong in front of family. You don't go buy a house and then have a family. Of course you think it's the best idea. Of course. Start a family. You'll figure it out. It'll happen. I know it will. God will. Just give it to God. You'll be okay. And you'll be the happiest person you ever thought. And you're just gonna be more fulfilled, more calm, more at peace, just happy. Feelings do not run you. Don't let your feelings become toxic to the point where now you don't even know what's right and wrong. You just keep letting your feelings run you. Be careful, okay? Men, stay strong, all right? Have an opinion. My wife and I fight all the time. I don't like it fighting. I call it debating, and then she goes on an argument. You're like, why are we having an argument? But I'm just really trying to just have a conversation. Yeah, it might be a hot topic, and it's like, it's kind of intense, but I enjoy that, especially nowadays. I'm really enjoying that. Talk about God, talk about Jesus, bring up the fact that if you're not religious, say, hey, how blessed. You're so blessed. Just start to hold on to the beautiful things in this world, and I guarantee you that you will feel a world of difference, okay? I guarantee you, peace will come to you, and you're going to love finding out that together we are more alike than ever. And I never want to hear the Muslim prayer, the fucking call to prayer in my neighborhood. They do that in Minneapolis. I cannot imagine listening 5 times a day to the Muslim call to prayer. They cover their women in full garbs. Not my woman, not my baby, not my daughter. My daughter has the right to vote. My daughter has the right to go to school. My daughter has the right to do whatever she wants in moderation. She's going to be very conservative. I mean, she's going to respect. She's going to mind, okay? Be loving. Be respectful. Have good values. Stop making people feel less than you. You are no better than anybody else, okay? You are no better than anyone else. You're also not special. Only to your parents. That's if you have good parents. You're not special. We're all the same. We all lived in this world together. Have conversation. Have the hard talks. Be open-minded. Don't get mad. Remove yourself if you're about to lose your top. Come back. Come back to it later. We all feel that way. All right? I love you all. Thank you. God bless. And let's save America. All right? Let's go. Let's get another 250 years of beautiful. They want to break it down because it's so perfect. Nah, take that back. It's not perfect. Far from perfect, because nothing's perfect. Nothing is. Keep fighting the good fight, as Pastor James Cadiz would say. Thanks, Pastor James Cadiz. Keep fighting the good fight. And hey, start listening to 2819. I love listening to 2819. Start listening to Pastor Alan Jackson. I love listening to Alan Jackson. Jordan Rubin, the Biblio diet. There's a lot of great things out there, folks. Okay? Stop taking GLP-1s. Peptides, baby. Peptides! Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you.